Hello everyone, my name is Belal Hossain and I am a PhD candidate in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at the University of Maine. Today I am going to present project 2.9 under Research Thrust Area 2, and this project is supervised by Professor Aaron Gallant and Professor Ward Darshaw. Now I would like to talk about implementation of soil carbonation for subgrade stabilization. First, I would like to begin with what is soil carbonation and how we landed into implementation of this concept. So soil carbonation is the process of introducing carbon dioxide gas into soil in presence of water and alkaline sources. So unfortunately, soils in Maine and other New England states are alkaline deficient that require to mix alkaline source. For example, in our case, we considered hydrated lime into the soils, and through chemical reaction between calcium hydroxide, water, and the gas, it can precipitate calcium carbonate minerals on the soil grains that can increase the soil strength and stiffness. So this new ground improvement technique has two potential benefits. Number one, this process can consume carbon dioxide gas into soils, which is sustainable and environmental friendly. And secondly, the rate of binder formation, that is calcium carbonate binder formation rate in the soil, is relatively faster as compared to our traditional lime stabilization. So in the phase 1 of this research project, we extensively studied the applicability of this method for a wide range of soils, considering how the initial state like degree of saturation and the density going to influence the binder formation rate and the maximum strength gain. So here you can see the relationship between peak unconfined compressive strength and the binder content of 10% lime mix sand, which was prepared at void ratio 0.49, and the initial water content varied between 7.5 to 8%. So based on this, we can see that 10% lime mix sand can achieve as high as 3 to 3.5 MPa of unconfined compressive strength in 72 to 120 hours when the gas was passed at low pressure, that is 10 to 15 kPa into the soils. So these results were really encouraging to check the implementation for this new technique. So in order to do that, we constructed a large soil box that is 2 meters in length, and this 2 meters represents the width of the roadway, where the width of the box is 1 meter, that represents the unit length along the longitudinal direction. And in this box, we would like to treat 0.3 meter thick in situ soils that will be mixed with lime at first. And then we would like to introduce the carbon dioxide gas from the top of the lime mix soil, when the box will be covered with 10 millimeter thick plastic tarp, and that will be sealed at the edge of this box. So in order to provide uninterrupted gas flow, we connected 6 cylinders together using an in-house built manifold. And afterwards, we connected the pressure regulator to control the pressure, which is similar to our laboratory study, and where we control the pressure no more than 25 to 30 kPa. And then the gas line will be connected with a gas mass flow meter, which is actually going to give us the gas flow rate in real time, as well as the total amount of gas. So here we would like to put the gas that is required to fully carbonate the whole box. So In order to prepare this soil box, considering the mixing method that we typically adopt in our traditional cement or lime stabilization, we mix the lime with soil with adding some amount of water to gain our initial desired water content in this mixture. After homogeneous mixing, we put our lime mix soil into this box in layers, and then we compact the soil in 3 subsequent layers. And this is the final picture after we prepared the whole box. Once the box is made, then we install the bender elements in different locations. So the bender element is going to determine the shear wave velocity in real time during the carbonation. So this measurement would be helpful to know the amount of calcium carbonate that is precipitating, as well as the changes in stiffness in the soil due to the carbonation. So this would be helpful to see the performance during the carbonation. Once the carbonation is done, we would like to perform field California bearing ratios test. This is the loading reacting beam and the whole testing setup we made on site. And also before introducing the carbon dioxide gas, we want to determine the initial CPR to compare the mechanical strength improvement due to the carbonation. Once the carbonation is completed, we want to collect samples from different locations at different depths to verify the spatial and temporal changes in the binder formation and the uniformity in binder throughout the whole box. So in order to determine the final binder content, we adopt calcium carbonate, quick calcium carbonate analyzer using this calcium carbonate chamber that can give us the amount of calcium carbonate precipitated in the soil samples. So based on that measurement, we can comment how much gas loss happens. That means as well as the gas consumption or the performance of this technique to determine the amount of calcium carbonate as well as the strength improvement of the soil. So finally, I would like to thank TIDC for supporting this research project. Also, I would like to acknowledge the in-kind support from Advanced Structure and Composite Centers and Facilities Management at UMaine. Without their help and support, these larger scale experiment wouldn't be possible. Last but not the least, I would like to acknowledge our UMaine Geotech group's help in this soil mixing and the box preparation. Thank you all for your kind attention today.